Good Tuesday morning, Houston. I'm KJ11 meteorologist Kim Castro. We have a brand new update from the National Hurricane Center. As of their 10 o'clock advisory, we do have the first named storm of the season, so I will give you an update on that. Luckily, right off the bat, this is a fish storm, so it is not going to be impacting any land, let alone the continental U.S. In fact, it is well into the central Atlantic, about 1,000 miles east of Bermuda. It's got winds at 40 miles an hour. It's really hard to see. In fact, infrared imagery can barely pick up on it. It is going to be quickly weakening as it moves to the east-northeast at around 17 miles an hour. So the National Hurricane Center is thinking that it's going to maintain its tropical storm strength through tonight, and then sometime during the overnight hours, it will become a remnant low. So by 7 Wednesday morning, it's got below 39 mile an hour wind speeds, which would make it below tropical storm criteria. But based on what I'm looking at, I really think this might lose its tropical characteristics earlier than that. It's just battling a lot of variables working against it. In fact, it's moving into a really unfavorable environment for development. What that means is it's got a lot of wind shear. So there's this big Bermuda high. You've probably heard of that. It's this big area of high pressure that sits over Bermuda this time of year. And because that tropical storm is directly to its east, it's right in the path of this very, very strong wind. So that tears the storm apart. Not to mention this time of year, we also track a lot of Saharan dust coming off the west coast of Africa, and we continue to see that for this afternoon and into our Wednesday and Thursday, which means tropical activity becomes suppressed. So what do tropical systems need? First of all, they need an area of rotation, they need a moisture source, and they need to be able to build in the vertical. Dust suppresses moisture, and then wind shear suppresses the ability for these storms to build. So it really pulls them apart in the horizontal instead of the vertical. We've got a long way to go. So historically, the first named storm of the season for the Atlantic Basin happens right around June 20th. So us getting our first name this time of year is exactly on par with where we should be. And then our season doesn't peak until September 10th. So things are going to be ramping up from here on out. And remember, it's a long hurricane season, so we've got to watch the Atlantic Basin closely through the end of November. But let's have a check at the named list. Now we've checked off the first name, Andrea, as a tropical storm. Next up on the list, Barry, then Chantal, then Dexter, then Aaron. Here's a list that we'll be tracking through this 2025 Atlantic hurricane season. And if you are just joining us, we wanted to give you an update because we do have the first named storm of the Atlantic season that's just formed, and luckily it is really far away. It is in the central Atlantic, about 1,000 miles east of Bermuda, not expected to have any land interaction whatsoever, just a fish storm, and it is one that is weakening pretty fast. So right now, as of the 10 o'clock advisory, the National Hurricane Center has tracked that it's got some organization and it's got 40 mile an hour wind speeds. Both of those things check off the criteria to make this a tropical storm, which is why they've gone ahead and designated the name Andrea to that storm. It's moving to the east-northeast at 17 miles an hour, and as it does so, it is going to break apart. It's got a lot of wind and it's got some dry air moving in. But again, it is just the very beginning of the hurricane season, so we will have daily updates for you. If we see anything else pop up, we will be sure to warn you about it quickly. And make sure to catch our new newscast. I'll be on there giving you the forecast. We got some pretty heavy rainstorms yesterday. Are we tracking any of those this afternoon? All those details coming up at noon. I'll see you then.